Well guys, I think it's time for a new build on the channel. I picked this golf cart up here a couple of weeks ago when I bought the other 13 carts non-running from the local cart dealership. To my surprise, this one had 2023 batteries in it, and I tested it out and it did run, to my surprise. But I got rid of those batteries and I put them in the white club car Precedent we just sold, we just had on the channel. So we need to do something else with this. Another thing I've done is I've put these Lazy Life seats on here. I've had them left over from a different project. Might as well just keep adding, things to it that you have left over. This one didn't have any seats with it, so I was able to find this rear basket here, and I was able to use those Lazy Life seats on it. And I have forgotten how good a stock Precedent rides. This thing rides so good, it's so quiet. No rattling from the suspension, no rattling from the roof. Just an all-around good cart. It almost makes me want to keep it, in the stock suspension. I don't know. We need to address some things, like on the F&R switch here. There's some things on the dash. Still missing the key switch. I'm having to jump a wire. It's still kind of dirty. It's kind of filthy. These bolts here, they usually go into the lower support that attaches the frame to the underbody. However, those little clips broke, so I need to get 2 more underbody pieces. It's not a bad looking little cart though. And I'm thinking about keeping it for myself, and I'm really thinking about getting rid of my other Precedent with the Tempo front end on it. I'm not exactly sure just yet. The light looks to be pushed in some. I don't know. I haven't even looked at that yet or anything. Came with these wheels, 205/50/10 tires, good tread front to back. They ride good and they're quiet as well. So the cart did not come with these Lazy Life seats. It didn't have any seats on there. It did have a back seat and some uprights, and it was kind of rusted out. I kind of put a picture here of what it looked like, but we need to clean it. I think it will clean. The front's dirty as well. The side pieces are dirty. It's missing the uprights. It's missing the upright covers. But in today's video, I got a Vatrer 48 volt battery. We're going to stick in here and install it on here onto the cart and get us running here, because we had the lead acid batteries in here and we don't have anything in here at the moment. One of the guys at the dealership says he thought it might have had a speed code in there, but I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet. So I'm gonna get this right here into the shop. Let's get the Lithium by Vatrer. Let's get the screen mounted on it, open it up, check it out, mount on this golf cart here. And once we do that, we'll take it for a test run and see exactly how fast it is. All right, guys, this is the battery here, the Vatrer. I just opened it. We're gonna go through everything here. One of the key features that I love about the battery here, how it's boxed, has that piece of foam there on top. On the 105 version of this right here, it's all boxed in one piece. They have a new version out right now, which is the 150 amp hour version as well. And it's boxed in 2 pieces. It's a little bit larger battery. And one of the cool features about the Vatrer battery is the BMS output rating for the amperage. And it's 200 amps continuous. It's 400 amps for 35 seconds. And it's 600 amps for 3 seconds. Now in the packets here on top of the battery, this is a golf cart battery connection diagram. They also have the owner's manual, and they have the warranty policy. I think the battery comes with a 5-year warranty. Something else I just noticed, congratulations, extra 2-year warranty if you register on the official website or share your experience on Amazon. So that's pretty cool there. Also in the back of this battery connection diagram, they have a Bluetooth app that you can connect to your phone with as well. And you can check the state of charge and other things like that. The charger that's included is going to be an onboard charger. This is a 58.4 volt charger, 22 amps output. This is just shy of a 3-inch screen. This is a smart battery LCD monitor. It's gonna be color touchscreen. It goes through different screens. We'll show you all of that once we get it wired up. But it comes with this little mount here as well. I'm sure you can remove it from the mount if you wanted to, but I have a spot where we're gonna put this at. This is the harness that comes with it. Notice one thing here. This plugs into the battery and this plugs into the back of the screen. Now they also are including a breakaway connector, so you don't have to worry about running the entire cable. If you don't want to, you could just run this right here spot, mount it, hook this up to that cable and into the back of the screen, and you're done. Also in that box, you're gonna have some positive and negative covers, along with some hardware for the battery as well. So I was thinking, before we put the battery in, would you guys like to let's take this top off and look exactly and see exactly how the battery's built inside? Well, I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we got the battery open. We have 16 cells in series, all nicely packaged. I like the fact that they have these upper braces here so the batteries can't go up or down or left and right there. So the batteries are packed in there nice and tight. All the wires and everything looks to be very nice inside here. Yeah, it looks like 2 temperature sensors, one here and one there as well. Back in here to the BMS. Instead of cables, looks like they've ran some flat plate connecting everything and put heat shrink over that. I like that. That's exactly what this battery looks like inside. It's a very nice built battery. And I wanted to show you that because a lot of companies don't show you their insides of their battery on some of these YouTube videos. I wanted to show you that if I can. I wasn't just gonna cut this battery open because I still want to be able to use it, but I'm gonna replace that piece of plastic back on top and the cover before we get it back installed. Now, if I remember correctly, the lid was on the opposite way. I'm gonna put it on this right here way because since the terminals is here, if we turn it around in the battery compartment, when you lift the seat, you'll be able to read it. And that's what I'm gonna do next. And I had to cut that right there rib off flush. All right, so the battery's in place. The ground's on the battery, the positive's on the battery. The charge connector is on the battery. Blue goes to ground, brown goes to positive. It ends up right here at this connector right there. Also the RS485 connector that's going to the gauge, it's in place and we're starting to run it as well. So far, everything in this back compartment is done. So while I have the battery charging, I'm down here running this cable here for the gauge. I ran it into this plastic piece here, down below the F&R switch. I've removed this lower panel here, trying to fit everything back together. But I have the cable coming out down here. I'm gonna place it in this channel to go up to the front of the dash. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm up against or what you could be up against as well. But I'm just trying to get it in there. I'm going to hide it the best I can, you know, and I want to secure it the best I can as well. Got the panel back on, got the body back on. We're going to run this right here cable through this channel. We're also going to pull up the floor mat in the front and pull it out there as well. So I came back here, just took the Christmas tree bit, drilled a hole so that the cable connector for the gauge can go through. I then joined it to the cable itself. So the gauge should work now. Kind of hard to see. I used 3 Phillips screws to hold the gauge down to the dash there. So the gauge is now secured to the dash and everything is done. We're just gonna button everything back up. All right, so it looks like we're done with the battery install. I'm still waiting for a key switch. That's why the wires are there. The gauge is installed. Everything's nice, ran, hidden up underneath the floorboard. Still need to buy some bolts for this right here. But the battery's in place and it's charging. Once it's done charging, we'll come back and take it for a test drive. See exactly how quick this little card is before we get on to the next big modification. All right, so this right here is going to be the main screen. We're fully charged at 100%. Notice the green light going around that, and it also says standby because we're not moving. The percentage of the battery goes down in 1% increments. Also, the green circle will change to red once you get down to, I believe, 10%. You have 3 different pages at the very bottom here, and it's all touchscreen. Up here at the top right, it shows your amperage. So as you apply pressure to the accelerator pedal and you start to move on the golf cart, it'll show you how much current is being applied to the battery or how much current is being pulled from the battery. Next one, you got your voltage, says 53.91 volts. You got your temperature in Fahrenheit, says 82.5 degrees Fahrenheit, and time to empty. And then the reason they're saying something stupid high right now is because it's just sitting idle. The next screen, page 2. At the top left, you have discharge, which is on. I could hit that switch to turn it off. See that? Right now it's off. That means that if I wanted my child not to drive this golf cart, I could come here and turn discharge off. And even if they had the key to get into the golf cart, the battery will not produce any kind of a power at all until I turn this right here, charge back on. The next thing is the charge on and off. So if I didn't want to charge the golf cart, I didn't want anyone else to charge the golf cart, I could turn that on or off as well. Okay, it shows down here is back to normal. And down here, once you turn it off, it always shows lock. Okay, over here it shows 105 AH. That means 105 amp hours of capacity, and it's got a battery meter up here as well. And you see it's gray going up to the top of the battery. Once you start to use the battery, this right here will come down as well as the 105 AH. Over here to the right, it shows cycles. We have not produced but 1 cycle so far. You got a max temperature right here and a minimum temperature. Go over here to page 3. This right here shows each individual cell of the battery and their millivolts. And that's the gauge all wrapped up into one. I'm gonna try to show you the current as I press the accelerator pedal and how much it pulls. I'm sorry that the phone's gonna be shaky. I'm doing this handheld. Right now I might be going 5-6 miles per hour, not very much. It's only pulling 10 amps of current. Once I get past the stop sign here, I'm gonna let her eat just for a minute and see what kind of current we can pull from this battery. Now this is gonna be a stock system, so I don't expect much over, maybe 100 or so amps. Let's let it eat. 104 amps. So this system right here, since it's stock, it was only pulling 104 amps just for a couple of seconds. Okay. When we're sitting here, they've paved some potholes this week, and we're gonna see exactly how fast this right here will run. This is a bone stock system, stock controller, stock motor. I believe it's had a speed code upgrade. I want to say we're pushing, well, let's look at the speedometer. We're pushing 19. And that's very good for a bone stock Precedent, even on small wheels and tires. Another thing I'll mention is I love the way this thing right here rides and it handles being this low to the ground. I've had a lot of lifted golf carts, but I think we might keep this lowered. I'm not sure. I'm not sure just yet. So it's putting 10 amps back into the battery there because it has regenerative braking on the stock system. If you could have seen that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will hit the accelerator. I'll come back up here and then I'll let off the throttle again to kind of show you on the gauge how much it's putting back in. See, it went from a negative, then it did not have the negative, then it was showing the amperage as a positive, so it was charging the battery back up. So this right here, Vatrer, will work with regenerative braking as well.